Welcome to MJM Yachts here in Washington, North Carolina. Co-founder of J-Boats, Bob Johnstone, retired from the world's leading performance sailboat company and decided he wanted to do a little cruising from Newport up to Maine. He created a Downey-style boat for his wife, Mary, to cruise up and down the coast. And the result is Mary Johnstone's motorboat, MJM. MJM yachts are high-tech, precision-built yachts built in a Carolina Downey style. MJM's technology differentiator versus the marketplace. MJM yachts are high-tech structural composites, lead the industry. High-strength, lightweight composite allow a narrower and higher-performing waterplane. Now let's talk about how they're built. It's the C5 process. It's clean, closed, compressed, cured composite. C5. Here we are at the end of the line where boats are getting cleaned and getting ready to be shipped out. What we need to do is step inside the factory and see where the whole thing starts. Every boat gets its start right here in the CNC Lab. That's right, it's a lab. CNC machine behind us. Now there's varying density core foams for different parts of the boat. Each part is manufactured right here on the CNC table and then labeled before it goes out to the floor. The foam is very specific for each part of the boat, including this high density foam, which allows you to receive screws. So if you have a part that's going to be screwed into the hull, this foam would go into that part of the hull. You're going to see dog bone joints all over the boat because they lock together all the larger pieces of foam, whatever the density size. Here we are in the mold of the hull, and you can see already down we have E-glass, then we have our foam core in multiple densities, and again you can see the wedge that holds everything together, and then they're going to put down another layer of E-glass. So now we have the dry stack. E-glass, foam coring, E-glass, and then she's ready for infusion. So now we transition over here to the infusion process. We have a computerized epoxy infusion ratio all set up. So the part has the foam core E-glass laid up, it's all ready to go, and we have it set into the bag. So it's set to 30 millibars of pressure. Before we talk about infusion, they've already compressed the foam in the E-glass. All the air has been removed. The part is as tight as possible compressed and all ready for the infusion process. The infusion process, so we have a proprietary computer mixed epoxy resin that gets infused here at 2,000 pounds per square foot, giving us the most efficient part. So the ratio is 70% glass and 30% resin, and it gives us a less is more ideology, which gives us a very efficient part, very lightweight, super strong. So just behind me, we have team lead Jacqueline Olivares, who is running the show today. Now, she is one of 4 family members from the Olivares family, father, son, uncle, daughter, who work on this unit right here in the composite infusion unit. There's 12 members working to infuse this boat right now. You can see she's running the show back there, directing the traffic. She designed this production. The team is constantly improving this infusion process with all the models. All the members on this unit have extensive boat building knowledge from other companies, including Travis, 15 years. So much wealth of knowledge on this team, and it really shows in the end product. So this deck is now out of the bag, and it's certainly hard, but it's ready for the bake. Let's go check it out. Welcome to the bake. This is where every part that is infused gets cured inside this oven. There's 16 thermocouples. It gradually raises the temperature evenly over an 8-hour period. Now, that temperature can vary from part to part between 130 degrees and 185 degrees, depending on the part. Check out this beautiful MJM4 fresh out of the mold. And you can see the composite materials here. You can see the bow tie. You can see the infusion process, that beautiful epoxy coating and the foam core all set up here. Really, it's a beautiful part. Unfortunately, we're gonna paint over it. Here we are in the stringer. It's one part. This is the backbone of the boat. It goes inside and it makes the boat totally stable. Again, totally infused, and because it's an infused part and we have more glass, less resin, super strong, super lightweight, and it also reduces vibration while underway. And this whole part only weighs about 500 pounds. Incredible. Here we are in the cut and grind department. The part comes out of the oven after the bake and it's ready for some touch-ups. After those touch-ups, it gets a nice coat of primer before all the parts get installed. Efficiency weight reduction continues on in the small parts department. Everything is vacuum infused vinyl luster, so we have a very strong, light part as well. Here we are in the carpentry department, and this is where art meets science because all these parts are handcrafted. Check out the tongue and groove craftsmanship. Absolutely impeccable. The finishes and refinements are next level on these MJM yachts. Check out the woodworking going on behind me. And the net result is this beautiful teak to my right here. Absolutely gorgeous. You can look at yourself in the mirror in it. The high gloss finishes, that beautiful wood grain. You can absolutely breathe it all in. Right behind me, we have a pilot house roof, and what you're going to notice is the plastic tubing. And now we're ready to run wire through all parts of the boat. Let's go check it out. A lot goes into building and designing a boat. When you design it, you also have to create spaces for the electrical runs and the plumbing runs. Here we are at the interior of the boat, and you can see the rough end for the electric. That beautiful infused hull with that beautiful grid is then taken to the paint shop and painted to the customer's desire. In this case, navy blue with red pinstripe. Here we are on the assembly line. This is where everything happens. We have all 4 models, starting at the 35, MJM 35, and going up in size for all 4 models, all the way up to 47 feet. So this is where the entire boat process comes together. So we have the electrical boat parts that we just saw coming off that deck, and that gets assembled with the hull, and then eventually the pilot house gets put on top of that. In the meantime, they start the finished electrical work, the finished plumbing, then they add the hardware to the boat, the electronics to the boat, and then eventually the upholstery, the headliner, and she's starting to look real spiffy. Today we're lucky enough to be here for the town hall for all the employees where they gather. And of course they talk about safety, production goals, and they talk about Employee of the Month. So many people are excited for that award. They get the pink shirt, very proud moments. And they have a word for the year. And here it started out, they release 1 letter each month at each one of these town hall meetings. So they have SOU, a sneak peek. It's Soul of a Team by Tony Dungy. Don't tell anybody. This is the end of the assembly line. Where are we? We're in the middle of the Pamlico River. What does that mean to you? That means every single MJM yacht gets christened here in the Pamlico River because they're going to run it to make sure everything is right for you as the end user.